Hi Aries, welcome to your reading for the 25th of May 2025. The energy around your reading is of the Five of Pentacles, which looks pretty miserable actually, but in my experience, I've been reading for a long time, 30 odd years. It often comes up when people are on a break or need a break or on holidays, but it also can indicate a change of course to do with your career. It can mean one door shutting and another door opening, or it can indicate the end of a work relationship with one work colleague. So it usually indicates some sort of break or change, but not necessarily in a negative way. In fact, it can be really positive. So let's have a look and see what else is coming up for you. So this is talking about your work again, and this is really feeling better about your work. The moon is emotions, and this is talking about your reputation growing, being appreciated more, possibly an increase in your income, and new beginnings that are long term. So this leads to greater abundance into the long-term future, and you're being asked to listen to your intuition around this and make choices based on what feels right. Sometimes it feels right to just wait, but in this case, when we have the hangman next to an ace, it indicates that suspension, things that have been on hold, are being lifted. And here they're talking about people coming in to help you on your path to do with your career, leading to, got two aces here, very positive, the much greater success and opportunities. You may be juggling two lines of work. You might have a side hustle or something. But it's time to start now because the suspension is being lifted. This is talking about an improvement to do with your mental health, and that you need people around you, or at least one person who you can talk to, who you feel close to, who you can trust. This also would be something that has been coming up from childhood, old emotional issues from childhood to do with, self-esteem and self-confidence. And so this is transforming now. I do some actual purposeful work to do with clearing old subconscious patterns and programs, because that makes things so much easier. When we try and change our thought patterns, if we're just working from the conscious mind, it's very difficult. It's like you have to be mindful all the time. Whereas if you work from the subconscious, if you change those patterns and programs in the subconscious, the thoughts that bubble up are positive. So there's various ways, rapid eye therapy or rapid eye technology, or EMDR if you see a psychologist, is good. Also things like emotional freedom technique, tapping, or I've done a lot of meditations. Susanna Kennedy's emotional, mental healing meditations are very, very good. But it's all about choice. It's also, very literally walking in nature. This is something that frees you, and connection to nature and animals and the earth. It's great to go outside every day if you can, and be barefoot on the ground in the sunlight for at least 5-10 minutes a day. That will ground you, connect you to the earth and to nature, if you're lucky enough to live somewhere where there's nature around you, and is healing emotionally. they're saying also that you definitely have this sort of greater financial stability into the future. You may be juggling finances to create this financial stability. It is a time also of stepping back from any relationships where you feel unsafe, or if every time you speak to someone you end up feeling negative or down, then it's probably an idea just to spend less time with that person. It's about protecting yourself and putting yourself first, and clearing out any people in your life who create drama all the time, or when we do self work, self inner work, the card of meditation is coming up here, which indicates any forms of inner work, then we raise our vibration and we tend to not attract those people anymore, or we transform those relationships. And this is to do with transformation, the Hierophant. You have huge new beginnings, long-term new beginnings to do with transformation. And this is where you connect to source and you're your own authority on earth, rather than having a guru, or you can have teachers, you can learn from people, but it's about listening to yourself and what feels right for you and what doesn't, and trusting in your own intuition in that way. You are being asked what is important in your life, and any of you who are going through any sort of legal situations, this looks very positive. Also, these are large institutions and organizations and corporations going through a transformation where they're serving the people more, the people they answer to, or answering to people more, or the people who work there. In the line of karma, these are all things that can be cleared over time or even quickly. Old issues that keep coming up, old circular thoughts. It's time to clear those and have more hope and positivity, and having goals in those areas. So the star, it corresponds to Aquarius, but I feel that it has more of the Sagittarius mantra, which is see the goal, reach that goal, see the next goal. And that seems to be around finances and your success to do with your career. You are moving in an upward spiral. When you clear all of this, then you feel like you're flying much higher and you start to attract different people. This could be talking here about love relationships, making decisions to do with love relationships, who's right for you, and being really serious about who you have in your life. So let's start looking at some areas. We'll look here a little bit about career because this looks very good. So this is the energy of more Capricorn, and it's all earth signs they need to feel financially secure to feel emotionally secure, and that's coming up for you as well. So if you feel more financially secure, you'll be happier in your life. And they're asking you, what are your wishes and hopes and dreams? What does your heart really want? What do you want emotionally? And a key to this, and to do with your financial success, is really to do with balance. Balancing your higher self with your conscious self and your subconscious self, but also, your physical body, your emotional body, your mental body, your spiritual body. Balance in all areas. And of course, work-life balance. It's about building a reputation. I think you've already done this actually. But being respected, being well paid, having people appreciate you. Sometimes the Capricorn energy, sometimes you might feel like you haven't got the support, but of course you've got it all within you. So To me, this looks like there is a bit of dissatisfaction around your work, that it's a bit boring, you want something new. So I'm not saying just ditch your job tomorrow, but you might want to think about what else you can do. You do have, a lot of Aries have very good minds, and that's what they're talking about here, but also that creative potential. Aries is next to Pisces, and Pisces is, huge creativity. And it's about having the confidence to express yourself in that way. Like you're a little child, go back to that time, enjoy what you're doing. But also, it's a balance with modern technology. I mean, these two cards together could be, I don't know, digital art or something like that. I'm not saying you're all going to do that, but it's that combination of technology and creativity. As I said before in one of the other readings I've done for this week, AI, yes, people have experimented with creating, um, all sorts of things, poetry, music, with AI, but nothing can match the human potential to do with creativity. It's a great tool, but use it use your own creativity um, rather than AI. And this is more to do with your confidence and self-esteem and finding peace and contentment and happiness within yourself. You can achieve something to do with the public here as well, to do with your work, and that could be very rewarding. This, of course, being modern technology, probably you find that quite easy, a lot of you, and you could even be doing something to do with the public on the internet or YouTube or podcasts. Okay, again, wow, we've got another ace. So this is extremely positive. And the only emotional lesson is self-doubt, really, and doubting your abilities. That's why they're saying observe and don't react. Get everything organized. Don't fall into the habit of allowing people to talk you down or not support what you're doing. I always say until you really know what you're doing and you're on the right track, keep things to yourself. You do have emotional lessons coming up to do with money, and really what they're talking about there is we often think we have to work harder and longer to achieve success. Yeah, sure, you have to put the effort in, but I improved my business a while back just purely through affirmations and doing them without fail. 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes at night. And over a period of 6 months to a year, my business became very stable. And so look at things in that way, how we create our reality. It's not all as we're told. And they are talking about you having the ability to attract the public or groups of people in some way, and there being success on that path. I mean, you don't get three aces like this coming up in one column very often, and so we'll put some more cards down here, but we'll just and see what they're talking about. But this is extremely positive. You may have felt a bit despondent and like everything's on hold for quite a while now, but that suspension is lifting, as I said before. This could be working from home on a project to do with the public or groups of people and something you're passionate about. You may, there are issues with partnerships. So, and this is around work. So just be careful who you join forces with. Unless you feel absolutely sure that you can work with them long term or even in the short term, just be a little bit cautious there. Don't rush into things. And I mean, I'm telling Aries not to rush into things, but follow your passion, but just be a little bit cautious. this is the Emperor is about observing, not reacting, and getting everything in order. It is the card of Aries, and it is about leadership. So it's about being leaders. Good leaders don't fly off the handle. They by observe and don't react, I mean they observe. They may churn away internally, emotionally, but they're very fair and very stable. So it's embodying those characteristics really. And not allowing people to psych you out. Let's have a little look more here at these beautiful aces. So this is the card of the spirit guide, and they're sending you love. So you are being enclosed in love. There's a group of spirit guides or angels around you. And there's opportunities. There's some sort of golden opportunity coming for you, and you might be, a little bit doubtful or think, can I do this? I have to fulfill everyone else's needs. But this could very well be a long-term opportunity. It's probably not quite here yet. You might be planning it, and things might take their time. The temperance is about learning to be patient. You may be around people who are naysayers. You may be having to defend yourself, but it really is talking here about divine intervention, and very strongly, because your spirit guides are the ones who are intervening. Ask for help. If you feel close to people who've passed over, ask them for help, or you might ask Ascended Masters, Jesus, Mary, or Isis, or there's a multitude of them, or your star family. You may be helping friends as well, but this is a situation where you maybe need to bring some of that energy back to yourself and put yourself first. Yeah, you're a great friend, but you can't just keep doing everything for everyone. It's time now to focus on new beginnings to do with groups, like I said here before, and something evolving over time. It's very positive. There's an Aquarian man coming up in your line of karma, possibly just a friend. This is the card of friendship, but there could be some mixed messages going on. That there's no time around the line of karma, so this could have already happened, or it could happen to the future. But if you get mixed messages from someone, it's usually that it's better to be a friendship. Well, you have the sun here, which is so positive. When the sun comes up in a reading, it's like you have luck with you, but really it's because you've put the work in. And this is talking about you planning something, some sort of new beginning, it being on your path, but it being on pause just now. The High Priestess has come up next to the Four of Swords. Four of Swords is meditation, and the High Priestess is seeing beyond the veil. So this is talking about you seeing beyond the veil of what people call reality, and new beginnings to do with that over the next 2 years. And this is part of that transformational process that I was talking about before, to do with connecting with your higher self and being your own authority. It gives you much greater peace. I don't need to have readings because I just follow my own intuition, and I never look at my cards for myself. It's not something I have to do anymore. I used to, but now the more you focus on your intuition and follow it, the easier it gets and the stronger it gets. And, it's like a muscle. The more you use it, the more it grows. Oh, well, this is lovely. This is very a karmic relationship from a past life, that sometimes karmic relationships come in and they teach us lessons, but this is a karmic relationship which is teaching us a lesson about love. This is a man who loves you, and you love them. This is, oh, it could be a woman. This is falling in love, long-term new beginnings, marriage, honeymoon probably, and a big step up from what you've had before. So those of you who are single or looking for love, this is very, very, very positive for love. Absolutely beautiful for love. And you deserve it. It's gorgeous. So let's look at a little bit more here. We'll see what your guides are wanting you to know. You got the love, Hadrian energy, codependency, boundaries. I suppose really what they're saying here is that what is love? Really, we need to be free to be ourselves. And sometimes we stay in relationships that are more around codependency. We're not really happy together, but we don't break up because it'd be too difficult to maybe divide the property, the kids. One person may have all the freedom and the other person doesn't, so boundaries are of great relevance. I don't know. Some of you would be in that situation. So the key to that is always self-love. And love just is. No one can give us love or take love away from us. Unconditional love is an energy that comes from source. It's the highest vibration in the universe. So really, it's about connecting to that love, knowing you're not alone. Even if you live on your own and you don't see a lot of people, you don't have to feel lonely, because you do have your guides and your angels and those around you who are supporting you on the other side of the veil, as they're talking about here. But I do actually think you've got something much greater as far as a new beginning to do with love coming in. If you're in this kind of relationship, don't be afraid to leave. If you're not happy, it is about making yourself happy. And of course, the Queen of Pentacles, the Devil, is about freedom too. So the Devil is the card of Capricorn, and it represents the horned god in pagan mythology, where he's wild and free, running through the forest, and that's coming up very strongly here for you. We'll just look at a card. We'll choose a card for you for manifestation. Whatever I can imagine, the universe can deliver. So true. Like I was saying before, you might do that around your work and career. What kind of work do you want to do? I often advise people to write down everything they would love to do, even if they think it's impossible. So that in the first column, like a big long list, even if they contradict each other. Then in the second column, write down all the reasons why you think that you can't have those things in your life that correspond to the first list, so the negatives to do with the first list. And then in the third column, you look at those negatives and you work out strategies around them to achieve what you want to bring in, and then choose whatever it is that gives you the biggest spark. So now it's time, whatever I can imagine the universe can deliver, bring it in, be creative. I'm just going to put a card down here to do with this emotional lesson around finances. These are not cards about finances, but they're probably will give us an answer. Got this before too. Waterfall. Relinquishing, purifying, flowing. Relinquish control and take the plunge. I feel like this is taking the plunge into something new with your career. It's, well, it is the energy around the reading, but also it is about opening another door. But being strategic, planning, and the opportunity will be there. This is a big opportunity. It may seem short term, but it may move into the longer term. And we'll just try and get a little bit more information here. Well, the devil, that's funny. Apple, temptation will test you. That could be around love. Some people, or they always want another relationship before they get out of the one that they're in, and then people are unfaithful or whatever. This and sometimes this comes up just so that you can see that you're attracted to someone else. You may not make that move, but really it's better to have space in between relationships and really get to know yourself again as an individual. Victory in some endeavor. This is to do with these opportunities coming in, but it's like you have to take the reins, steer the ship. That's what I feel is it's like you're taking charge now. Aries, Saturn is moving into Aries today, the day of this reading, 25th of May. And that's on the 0 degree of Aries, which is the creator degree. It's the very first degree of the whole horoscope. Sometimes we think Saturn is about, very negative, but really it's about, it's quite serious and about really putting the work in, getting your head down, and it doesn't have to be negative. It can be full of joy. It might be something that you enjoy doing, but you're throwing yourself into it. Plenty of material things. You will have this success. So I'd be thinking about which way you're moving. Very, very positive energy for your way forward to do with opportunities. And this is lovely around love. Because this is in the line of karma, I can't tell the timing. There's no time in the line of karma. But it's saying the karmic wheel is pointing towards this new love. So I feel like it hasn't happened yet. And it would be the type of marriage where you would be free. Both of you would be free to follow your own path and supportive of each other, and have, joyful times, come back together. So hidden things will be revealed. But they're saying meditation is on your path and connecting more and more to that energy that is beyond the veil. So these are very, very positive and hopeful cards. Have a wonderful week. See you next week.